My name is Rose Cases, and I've been a parishioner at St. Gabriel's for 16 years. They actually came to my school when I was a sophomore, and they had a little booth out in the cafeteria. And I kind of went up with my friends as a joke just to see what it was about, because there are all these guys in uniform. And they had a little piece of paper to sign up and just hear more information about them and have them call you later. And so they called me for about 10 months before I decided to come in and actually decide to hear like what they're about. And it was maybe a 2-hour long interview that I kind of had with them, just myself and them. And then I took my mom with me, and we discussed it, and it sounded like a great option. And then a couple weeks later, after I turned 17, then I went and I enlisted. So I signed a contract for 6 years. It was 2 years. The first 2 years I'm going to be serving in high school, and that's inactive ready reserve. So I won't ever be called to duty or anything like that because I'm still a high school student. I also applied for the split training option, so I would go to basic training this summer, complete my senior year, and then the next summer I'd go to my next training. And turns out I'm actually going to graduate high school early, so I can make it to training in March, about March time. And then I'll have my summer free, and then I can start college on time. And then I'll have 4 years left after I start college, and kind of when college is done, then my contract will be up. So then I can either continue or I can be done and college is completely paid for.
Before you, Lord, yes, you know who I am. I cast these
It was amazing, actually. I got to go to church every Sunday. Maybe there was one Sunday I couldn't because we were out in the field doing some stupid activities that I wasn't able to go to church that weekend. But I took some of my friends who were maybe Christian, or I took one of my Baptist friends as well. And because she just really wanted to see what it was like. And since she knew me, then it kind of made it a little bit easier because I could explain things to her. And it was just amazing to see one of the priests. We had 3 priests there. And I mean, 1 priest per mass. But one time, one of the priests had asked us, like, how many of us are Catholic? And over half of the soldiers there were Catholic. And I mean, plenty of them were just Christians who wanted to join. But they had these like the projectors on the side of the altar, so then it had everything that you had to say, so everybody could feel included, and it had all the songs there, and you could go up and be a lector, or you could sing in the choir, and you didn't have to, or if you played an instrument like the piano, then you could play a piano for us or something like that. And they actually gave you a Bible if you wanted. It was basic training. What was it? Yeah, it's like basic training for the Bible. So it gave you some questions. In the beginning, there were maybe like 74 questions, because that's pretty much how long basic training is. So if you did it once a day, you kind of read these questions, and you read the passage that it brought to you in the Bible, and then you answered the questions or read them again, and like you said a prayer that it told you to. And I thought that was very nice because I could kind of get my friends together and we could do it all together. It just took like maybe 10 minutes at a time. That didn't happen every single day because we were pretty busy, but it was just beautiful how I could really express my faith and no one was going to judge me or tell me no.
with all that I am, in all that you are.
In youth ministry, when it was a couple years ago when I was in 8th grade, and we had Cindy as our youth director, and we had the entire year, every single week was a different superhero, and how they like showed how they were showing kind of their faith in their superpower or like the actions they made and everything. And she had like a little game at the beginning. I remember for Spider-Man, she got these party streamers, and she made kind of a spider web, and you had to like not touch them, and you had to scoot under them and bend over backwards, just try to get through. And that kind of showed like some of the obstacles that Jesus had to encounter when trying to live out his faith and show other people like how he's the Son of God and everything. We used to volunteer our time for about, maybe it might have been like 3 hours or so at Value Village thrift store in, I think it's New Hope or Crystal or something like that. A couple times that I did this, one of the first times I did it, I was in the back and I had to organize, like we got these bags and I had to kind of organize if it was t-shirts, males, females, shorts, kind of whatever, or home goods or something like that. And then the second time that I went, I was outside on the floor, so I had to wear this apron, and people asked me where things were, and I didn't quite know. But I just got to, there were all different sorts of walks of life that were coming in, like girls my age going to the thrift store to thrift a cool jacket or something, but also families who this is their only place that they can buy clothing. And there's very nice things there, and there's very affordable items there, and I really liked being able to serve and help out in a way that makes me happy and that I enjoy, like organizing things, but then also getting to help people.
The world's never enough. New shoes, new sweater, yet never enough. See, I fought the lies and I've been undone, and I'm here to say that you better run.
I've offered to my friends a couple times to take them to church, and I have this really good Lutheran friend, and we have great conversations about the differences and similarities between both the two religions. And I don't think I've ever gone to her church, but she's come here a couple times, and she really enjoys it. And she's friends with some of the people in youth group too, because I've taken her to the volunteer opportunities. And I'm just glad that she has an open mind, and I have an open mind as well to really learn more about what she's learning, and then I can teach what I'm learning to her, and she really understands, and it's not like, oh, like I don't agree with that, like I'm not gonna listen to you. Like everybody knows, well, most people know that Jesus died for our sins, but I don't think they know that he actually died for our sins. They just say that and like, okay, it's a little concept or something, but he actually died and suffered for us just because we are not perfect humans. And I know a lot of people don't really, like I said, not many people really understand that, and I think that's something that really needs to be like taught and put out more. Like the full understanding, not just a little billboard that says Jesus died for our sins. Did you know that, or something like that?
Of your great name.